Good morning, Antigua and Barbuda, and to the rest of our listening audience. I am meteorologist Jalil Jacobs, bringing you the tropical weather outlook for today, Monday, 16th of September, 2024. And straight away we go look at our 7-day outlook, and we see only two areas of concern, or interest rather than concern, in the Atlantic at this time. But, however, there are no coastal watches or warnings for the Leeward Islands and the British Virgin Islands at this time. So a closer look at our first area of real interest is the Tropical Depression Gordon that is still located in the Central Atlantic Ocean. And we see Tropical Depression Gordon isn't quite organized, or as we would say, looking beautiful. It's just kind of ragged at this time. And so it's barely maintaining its tropical depression status. At 5 a.m., Gordon was located at 19.2 degrees north or 47.5 degrees west, moving west at 8 miles per hour with winds of 30 miles per hour, and the pressure is 10.7 millibars. And although Tropical Depression Gordon is moving west at this time, it is expected to make a turn towards the north in a few days, and we're going to look at that when we move on a little later on. Across the islands of the Eastern Caribbean, we see that, as unlike the last few weeks, we see that we have now entered in a more settled environment. The atmosphere has settled down quite a bit around us. Some more dry air has now settled across the Eastern Caribbean. And so only a few low-level patches of clouds we are looking at on the outside at this time. And we expect that trend to continue throughout the rest of the week. Then we look further into the Central Atlantic. There's a tropical wave, not really doing much in the Central Atlantic. This area here is associated with the Intertropical Convergence Zone or the monsoon trough. And we see just further off the west coast of Africa, there's a tropical wave look to emerge off of that area. In the Central Caribbean Sea, across the western part of Hispaniola, we see an area here towards the northern edge of this tropical wave that is bringing some showers and thunderstorms across that area, and it's looking to continue to move west across Jamaica. So in a few hours or day, we can expect some thunderstorm and showers across that area. As well, we're looking at potential tropical cyclone 8 just off the southeastern coast of the United States, and we're going to take a close look at that in a minute. So back to Tropical Depression Gordon, and we see that, as I said before, Gordon is expected to make a turn out to the Central Atlantic, so not being a threat to any sort of land masses. Tropical Storm Gordon is just out there hanging about by itself. So we're not going to talk any further on Tropical Depression Gordon. Now here, as I mentioned before, at 5 a.m. is located at 32 degrees north and 78.2 degrees west, moving northwest at 3 miles per hour with winds of 50 miles per hour or 1,005 millibars. And right now we see potential tropical cyclone 8 located right here, just on the southeastern coast of the United States, just off of South Carolina. And we see this all this convective activity here associated with potential tropical cyclone 8. And we have some tropical storm warnings across the southeastern coast of the United States, as this potential tropical cyclone looks to move inland in South Carolina. By tomorrow morning, you'll be inland in South Carolina. So we're going to look at some potential hazards for that area, and we're looking at a rainfall activity associated with the passage of that potential tropical cyclone 8. And we see here up to 8 inches of rain could be expected across portions of Wilmington and the southeast corner of South Carolina and the northern or the northeast corner of Georgia. And so we see that up to 8 inches of rainfall could be expected across that area. In terms of the potential for flood in that area, we're looking at least a moderate chance of flooding, again, just where potential tropical cyclone 8 is expected to move inland into South Carolina. So residents in these areas, families, friends, even this is what they can expect as the potential tropical cyclone moves onshore in that area. So here at home, a very stark contrast to what's taking place in that southeast corner of the United States. We're looking at an excessive heat warning that is now in effect for Antigua and Barbuda. And the combination of high temperatures and relatively high humidity, along with light winds, will result in dangerously hot conditions. The threshold for the warning is a maximum heat index as expected to be 41 degrees Celsius or 106 degrees Fahrenheit or higher in some areas for 2 or more consecutive days. So we are looking at a very high heat index along with high maximum temperatures over the next few days with light winds. And the maximum heat index is likely to occur during the early afternoon hours. So we look at some of the potential risks of high excessive heat warnings or excessive heat, dangerously hot conditions, and we have heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Now, some of the symptoms of a heat exhaustion are faint or dizzy feeling, excessive sweating, cool or pale clammy skin, nausea or vomiting, a rapid or weak pulse, and muscle cramps. Now, if you're expressing or if you're feeling any of these conditions, you should get to a cooler air-conditioned place, drink water, if fully conscious, of course, and take a cool shower or use a cold compress. Now, if you're expressing or feeling the symptoms of a heat stroke, which are a throbbing headache, if you're not really sweating, your body temperature is above 103 degrees, if you have red hot or dry skin, nausea and vomiting again, a rapid strong pulse, or you may even lose consciousness, someone around you, or call 911 for yourself if you are still conscious. Take immediate action to cool that person down or cool yourself down until help arrives. Now we're going to give you some tips to beat the heat, as this excessive heat warning is expected to be in place throughout the rest of this week. And so you should dress lightly, stay cool, or stay somewhere that is air conditioned. Eat light, avoid hot meals and heavy meals. Stay safe. You never leave infants or pets or children in parked cars. You stay hydrated, but avoid alcohol and liquids with high amounts of sugar. Try your best to cool down or stay cool. Take a cool shower or bath. Use sunscreen if you have to be out in the sun for excessive periods of time. And the best advice of all, learn. Stay informed and learn how to prevent and recognize and even treat heat-related illnesses. So stay informed so you can have some knowledge to assist yourself if you assist someone else, or assist yourself if you recognize the symptoms of the heat exhaustion or heat stroke. So this afternoon across Antigua and Barbuda with partly sunny skies, high temperature 34 degrees Celsius, 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, that heat index would make it feel a lot hotter than that high temperature that is expected for today. Winds east at 7 to 16 miles per hour, sunset time 6:08 p.m. Tonight we're looking at fair to partly cloudy conditions, 20% chance of showers with a low temperature of 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow will be a sunny day, 20% chance of showers. Again, a really high temperature of 34 degrees Celsius. Heat index is going to feel a lot hotter than that in some places. Winds out of the east-northeast at 5 to 13 miles per hour with a sunrise time of 5:55 a.m. and a sunset time of 6:07 p.m. So thank you for joining us here at the Met Office. I am meteorologist Jaleel Jacobs. Tell a friend, tell a family, tell your neighbors to follow us on our social media, Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Service on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Call our hotline 463-4638, where we make daily updates on the tropical activity within the Atlantic, or that is going to threaten our area. We also make updates on our forecast for the day and our extended 4-day forecast, and even the Eastern Caribbean forecast. and as well as the tropical weather discussion. So that's all that is recorded on our hotline, so feel free to call our hotline for any updates. Visit our website at antiguamet.com, where again it's updated daily with all the up-to-date information. So thank you for joining us. Have a good day.